Police Minister Bheki Cele says crime increases are following the same pattern as COVID-19 infections. Gauteng, the new epicenter, and the Eastern Cape, which is catching up, have seen the most increases. At least 36 police officers have died and over 5,000 have contracted the coronavirus.
Gauteng has become the new epicenter from Cape Town, and Eastern Cape is one problematic area in KZN. Those are the same places where the crime is. Those are the same provinces where the criminals want to run amok. But up to this point, I'm very happy to say we have not lost the sight of our core function to say that we are dealing with this criminality, with these criminals. So I call on you to continue to decisively deal with both armed and unarmed enemy.
Well, at the same time, the police minister says more than 5,000 officers have been infected by COVID-19 and 36 have died. He was speaking in Pretoria, where our reporter Slindelo Masikane has been tracking him and joins us now for an update. So what does Bheki Cele mean, Slindelo, when he says the trends we are seeing in as far as the spread of COVID-19 in Gauteng and the Eastern Cape seeing a rapid rise that's being replicated in terms of how crime is also progressing?
Good morning to us. Yes, we just had an address by the police minister here at the Carousel Plaza, where he was addressing a number of officers that are embarking on a roadblock. As you would know that since the lockdown level 5 and the move from lockdown level 5 to level 3 and the reopening of the economy to us, we have seen that the crime numbers are on the increase, and that is essentially what the minister was referring to, in that Gauteng has now become the epicenter of the outbreak, and we are seeing that the Eastern Cape is also recording very high numbers on a daily basis, and these crime numbers in these two particular provinces as well are seemingly on the increase, and that follows the move from lockdown level 5 to level 3, where a lot of the economy, of course, was reopened, businesses were reopened, and he said that it seems like criminals are now taking a chance to use this to their advantage. I had asked him to us that is the police service then seemingly buckling under the pressure, because we are seeing, like he stated, over 5,000 infections within the service and just over 30 deaths. And he said that that isn't really the case. The police service is not removed from the fact that the country as a whole is dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, and they're doing essentially the best they can. What they want or what they need is the participation of communities to assist them, to ensure that they can ensure that they are arresting the situation around the crime levels. He said that he didn't want to go into detail around why he thinks the crime levels are moving up, because of course we know that he has mentioned, or he has blamed alcohol or the resale of alcohol for the increase in the crime rates, but he didn't want to go into those details, only stating that the police services were really doing the best they can. What they do need is the assistance of community members to ensure that those who are embarking on criminal activity can be arrested.
There's an unexpected one, isn't it? Bheki Cele not wanting to talk about the impact of alcohol on the number of issues that his officers are dealing with on a daily basis. That's his favorite subject on any given day, but today he didn't want to go into that.
Today he did not want to go into those details, only speaking around the fact that he's here to encourage his police officers to ensure that citizens are following the law and to be very hard on criminals. In fact, while he was addressing the police officers, he said to them that no officer should die with a hand in their gun. He said that if it needs be and they need to protect their own lives, they need to do so. So in terms of the pressure that the police services are under. It does seem as though, the closing and reopening of police stations because of COVID-19 infections has certainly had some form of an impact, but also saying that they are seeing recoveries within the service, around 2,000, and saying that they're speaking to the health department as well to ensure that the results of police officers are made available speedily, because they want to get those officers back into the service to ensure that they are on the ground and fighting crime. But also mentioning to us that it does seem as though gender-based violence cases are exceptionally high, saying that it's actually a brutal thing that's happening to women and children in this country. It has been labelled as a second pandemic. Also appealing to police officers to treat those victims with the respect that they deserve, to ensure that they are not turned away at police stations. I covered a story just yesterday, Tulas, of an alleged rape at a public hospital, where the family says that the help from the police has been very little to none, that it took them days to open a case with the police. And so he has appealed once more to those police officers to ensure that they're treating victims of gender-based violence with the courtesy and the respect that they deserve.
Absolutely. We need that more than anything at this particular point, given the situation we are facing in as far as crime, particularly crimes against women and children in this country, are concerned. Slindelo Masikane, let's leave it there live for us at the Carousel Plaza here in Gauteng, tracking that visit by the Minister of Police. To this now, 13,674 new COVID-19 cases have been reported in the last 24 hours. This takes the country's total infections closer to 240,000. Gauteng added nearly half of the new cases. A further 129 deaths have been recorded in the country. The health department adjusted the death toll in Limpopo from 44 to 33 after what it calls a data interpretation error. Countrywide, more than 2 million people have now been tested. Just under 50% of those infected have already recovered.